Take 424, action.
Tardy policies here at Madison usually tend to be, either one way or the other.
I think consistency is key to the tardy policy.
Okay, so some ways that my teachers will handle being tardy. So if I'm late, they'll actually ask me and not just count me tardy, which is pretty nice. And if I have like a good reason, like if I was using the bathroom, because sometimes I don't have time during a different class, or if I was talking to a different teacher, they'll message them and make sure that I'm not lying about it. And so it's nice when they actually check to see why and don't just count you tardy like if you're messing around, because sometimes you're not.
I like the way my teacher handles the tardy policy, because there are times when I sometimes happen to be late in the morning, and she's really understanding about traffic, or just the fact that the school sometimes, the way traffic is handled here at school, and there are times where she asks me why I'm late, and she's very understanding about that, and I just get right to work, and she's really cool about that. Yeah.
I really love how my second period teacher handles tardies and everything, because not only as soon as the bell rings, we're doing something, we're doing an assignment, we're doing a project, whatever that may be, and he gives me like a little bit of leniency, but he always makes sure that I know that if I'm late for an unreasonable reason, or for something that's unreasonable, then he counts me tardy and he holds me accountable.
I believe the tardy policies on campus are adequate, but I do think it should be enforced by every teacher. Whereas you try to enforce your tardy policy, then a student might ask, well, my former teacher did not enforce it, so why am I being counted tardy for you and not for the other teacher?
And if just teachers made the class more interesting and were a little bit nicer and realized that, hey, there are a million reasons why kids are tardy or absent, maybe they were in another class, like for study hall or something, or in the Go Center finishing up something for college. Like, I just wish they were more lenient, because they try to understand that we have other things other than their class. Because some teachers, like I know I have one teacher that doesn't believe in my priorities, because he thinks like we have different priorities. Like his class is first, always for him, but it's not always that way for me. So I just wish that some teachers were more understanding, and that way they could make they become more lenient for their tardies, so that not everyone in school is always tardy.
Okay, so the tardy policy on campus is obviously a little bit strict. Some teachers adhere to it more than others. I'm pretty understanding with my students across the board, but with the locked doors, especially I'm at the end of the e-hallway where my doors are locked. If I see a student who is trying to make it to class, I'm lenient and I don't count them tardy. Or if I see a student at the top of the hallway hustling towards me, then I allow it. Basically, if you're in the class before I am, you're on time. Yay!
I feel like the tardy policy can really be improved by the teachers also helping the students really enjoy the class and the curriculum they're doing. The classwork also helps influence the arrival of the students and the time they get there. Obviously, if you enjoy a class, you really want to be there on time to make sure you get your time's worth of learning, and if you don't enjoy the class, you're not going to care about being late or about being tardy or absent. So it's like if you go to a movie that you really want to see, you're going to be on time, and you're even going to see the previews maybe. You're not going to want to be late and miss a part of the movie. Like in Mr. V's class, I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorite parts of the day. I like going and learning about new editing software and how to film, and it's something I genuinely enjoy, so I try to get there on time to get my time's worth and to fully appreciate the class.
In order for students to want to show up on time, they need some motivation. So the class needs to be enticing and interesting. There needs to be group projects, other things that are happening in the class other than just worksheets and slideshows.